Your brain cannot always tell the difference between fear and real danger. And this confusion silently controls your decisions, your confidence, and your future. Make sure to stick with me to the end, because the 10th point explains a hidden mechanism most people never discover. Let us start with point 1. It will interest you to know that the brain's primary job is survival, not accuracy. Your brain is not built to make you happy. It is designed to keep you alive. From a neuroscience perspective, the brain prioritizes detecting threats over logical evaluation. This means it reacts faster to what it thinks is a threat than it does to rational analysis. So when you feel that jolt of fear before speaking up, starting a new project, or taking a risk, your brain isn't saying, "This is dangerous." It's saying, "This is unfamiliar." And for our ancient brain, unfamiliar often equals unsafe. This brings us to point 2, which explains why the amygdala reacts before your logic even has time to think. The amygdala is your brain's threat detection center, constantly scanning your environment for possible danger. But here is the psychological flaw. Your brain cannot tell the difference between physical danger and psychological discomfort. Things like public speaking, the fear of rejection, failure, or just general uncertainty can activate the exact same alarm system as a real physical threat. At this time, your heart starts racing, your palms get sweaty, your mind goes blank. It is not because you are actually in danger. It's because your brain activated the survival alarm way too early. Now, here's where it gets more interesting. Make sure to pay close attention. Point 3. Fear is a prediction, not proof of a threat. That feeling of fear is not evidence of danger. It's a neurological prediction. Your brain uses your past experiences, memories, and emotional patterns to predict future risk. If you were once embarrassed, rejected, or criticized, your brain stores that as a threat memory. Later on, similar situations trigger that same fear, even when no actual danger exists. In psychology, this is called predictive processing. Your brain is just guessing there's danger, not actually detecting it in real time. This leads us to point 4. The brain overgeneralizes negative experiences. Just one negative event can shape your long-term fear responses. For instance, one failure can lead to a fear of trying anything new again. This happens because the hippocampus, the part of your brain that handles memory, stores emotional memories much more strongly when stress is involved. Your brain is simply wired to remember pain more vividly than comfort, so it quietly exaggerates risk to prevent future emotional discomfort. Point number 5. Here is where the real psychological truth lies. The human brain absolutely hates uncertainty, because uncertainty triggers the same neural response as the real danger. From a psychological standpoint, your brain, not knowing exactly what will happen, activates the same neural circuits as threat detection. This is why starting something new feels so scary and challenging. It is also the reason making big decisions feels so stressful, and why changing your routines feels so uncomfortable. It's not because these things are dangerous, but because they are unpredictable, and your brain interprets that unpredictability as potential danger. Point number 6. Dopamine avoidance loops reinforce your fear behavior. When you avoid something that scares you, your brain rewards you with a sense of relief, and dopamine reinforces whatever behavior you just did. So your brain learns this simple equation: avoidance equals safety, which equals reward. This creates a psychological loop where your fear gets stronger every single time you escape that discomfort. Not because the fear was real, but because your brain got rewarded for running away. This is a crucial one. Point number 7. Emotional discomfort is misinterpreted as a physical threat. There's a critical psychological misunderstanding most people have. They assume, if it feels bad, it must be dangerous. But emotional discomfort is not physical danger. Growth feels uncomfortable. Putting yourself out there feels uncomfortable. Change feels uncomfortable. Your brain mislabels this discomfort as a threat signal, even when it's actually a sign that you're growing. Let's go one layer deeper on point number 8. The prefrontal cortex gets suppressed when you're under fear. When fear is activated, your brain shifts control away from your prefrontal cortex. The prefrontal cortex is the part of your brain responsible for logic, decision-making, rational thinking, and self-control. But during moments of fear, the limbic system, your emotional brain, takes over. This is exactly why intelligent people still procrastinate, overthink, and avoid great opportunities. It's not due to a lack of ability, but because of a temporary emotional hijacking of the brain. Alright, here it is. This is the part most people completely misunderstood. Point number 9. Familiar pain feels safer than unknown growth. This is the hidden psychological mechanism most people never realize. Your brain prefers the discomfort you know over the improvement you don't. Why? Because familiarity equals predictability. And predictability equals perceived safety. So your brain would rather keep you stuck in procrastination, self-doubt, overthinking, and your comfort zone instead of pushing you toward uncertain progress, even if that progress is objectively better for your life. Finally, stay with me on this last part, point number 10, because this part explained everything. Fear reduces when the brain learns through exposure. The good news is that your brain can update its fear model through repeated exposure. This process is called neuroplastic recalibration. Each time you act despite feeling fear, your brain collects new evidence. It learns this situation did not harm me. Over time, the amygdala reduces its threat response. The fear shrinks, your confidence grows, and taking action becomes easier. This is not because the fear disappears entirely, but because your brain stops misclassifying discomfort as danger. So let's close with a powerful insight. Your fear is not always a warning. Sometimes, it's just an outdated survival signal reacting to modern challenges. Your brain evolved to fear predators, not presentations. It evolved to fear threats to your life, not threats to your ego. It evolved to fear physical danger, not psychological growth. But the system still uses the exact same alarm response for all of it. So the next time you feel that fear rising, just pause and ask yourself, is this dangerous or is this just unfamiliar? Because most of the limitations in your life are not caused by real danger. They are caused by misinterpreted fear signals. If this video changed how you understand fear in your brain, like the video, comment with your biggest realization, and subscribe to continue the Psychological Awareness series. Remember, your mind isn't trying to stop you. It's just trying to protect you, even when that protection is no longer necessary.